Hi guys, so today is Tuesday the 29th of April and I thought I'd do a wee video on public displays of affection, or as it's otherwise known, PDA. Now it is always going to happen, there's nothing I can do to stop that or nothing I can say to stop that, but when I was doing my research I came across a really good article in Glamour which basically stated that we should maybe come up with a few common sense rules, which I think is a really good idea. Now there's 7 of them. I mostly agree with them all to a point, but there are a couple that are a bit on the edge, I would say, so I'd love to hear your views after I've shared them with you and see if you agree with me or maybe you have your own views on it. So the first one is not in front of the children. We do have to think of the kids when you're out and about. No kid wants to see you know, like totally wrapped around yourself, just unaware of what's going on around you. So holding hands is fine, a peck on the lips or cheek, that's fine. But just before you start doing anything more, just have a look around you. It doesn't even have to be just the kids. Anybody. Nobody really wants to see that, do they? So the second one is not when people are eating. There's nothing worse, especially when you're at a restaurant and you look around you and you just see these two couples totally leaning across the table, almost going at it, and you're like, get a room. Nobody wants to see that. I'm eating my food. I don't want to spew it back up. I'd rather not. I'd rather enjoy it. You know, wait until after dinner. That's all we're saying. You know, or maybe just limit it to footsie under the table. If you really can't keep your hands off each other, go for the footsie instead of the PDA. So the third one the Glamour came up with was not when you're a couple hanging out with one other friend, e.g. when you've got somebody, you know, they're already maybe feeling like a third wheel. There's no need to exaggerate that point by you just completely involving your two selves and leaving them sat there feeling worse than they already do at that point, because nobody likes being the third wheel anyway. And then when you've got two friends that are just completely can't keep their hands off each other, that's even worse. So yeah, just think of your friend. Think of that friend. The fourth one is don't block a path. Oh my goodness. If you're walking down the street, or especially a corridor, to stop in the middle of it and hug or kiss or just completely block the space is not a good way to do it, really. You know, be space aware, people. You don't have to stop right at that moment to hug. You can wait until at the end, or, you know, maybe step to the side a wee bit and let people get past. The fifth one that they came up with is one that I'm a bit on the edge with. I wouldn't do it personally, but a lot of people choose to do it, and it's in a club. They say in a club all bets are off. Say when everybody shouts at you to get a room, you should just shout back at them that they should get a room. I don't know how I feel about this one, because when you're in a club and you're surrounded by people totally going down each other's throats, it's not the nicest thing to see in the world when you're there to have a good time. They're obviously having a good time too, but I don't know if they can maybe just go into a booth or sit at the side and do it, not in the middle of the dance floor when you're trying to do all your moves. You know what I mean? So that's the one that I'm a bit unsure about, so I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below once you finish watching this, and see what you think about it in a club. I'm a no, maybe you're a yes. Let's see about that one. The sixth one as well is a bit that I would find a bit uncomfortable, and they say that in a taxi it's perfectly acceptable. They say that your taxi driver might feel a bit uncomfortable, but that's part of their job. As long as you're closely on and you tip well, you're fine. I don't know how I feel about this one, because I think that, you know, in the movies and stuff, when you see people start kissing in a taxi and stuff, it all looks very passionate, I'll give you that. But it's a movie thing, surely. It shouldn't be brought into real life. Because I know if I was a taxi driver, I'd feel really uncomfortable. Maybe I'm just a bit of an uncomfortable person. Maybe that's a lesson I'm learning from this. But I don't know. Have you ever done it? Maybe you have. So yeah, let me know. Now the seventh one is one that I completely agree with, and it's to avoid straddling in public. This is especially true when it's hot in the summer, when you're in the park or there's benches or anything, and you know, you see some girl, normally the girl, you know, straddle across our boyfriend or whoever she's with, and it just doesn't look pretty, girls. It doesn't. It's not an attractive thing to see. I know you might feel like you're being all sexy, but imagine you looking at that. It's really not a good thing. And Glamour put it quite well. They said that that's not PDA, it's a lap dance, and there's a time and place. Place is a strip club, and times when money has changed hands. You know, I think that perfectly sums it up. You know, Shadowlin is not good in public, and it's possibly one of the worst forms of PDA, I think. Maybe that's what we should do. Make a list of the worst forms. You know, because this one's maybe covered common sense, but maybe we should come up with a list of what is the worst forms of PDA that you've seen. I'd love to hear what you've seen. So do let me know in the comments below. But I think, yeah, PDA is just one of those things that you can't avoid, and every culture seems to have, you know, if you're in like Europe, they'll have it slightly differently what's acceptable to maybe here, or you know, and I think you do just have to remember where you are and that there is a time and place for everything. But I don't think we'll ever stop seeing it, to be honest. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and maybe subscribe to this channel if you want to see more of what I'm doing. In the next week or so I will be doing a video when I go down to get my visa in London for Disney, yay! And I will be doing one when it hits the 4-week mark as well as plenty others now that I'm finished uni for second year. Can't believe that, really. So yeah, I shall see you guys later and look forward. Bye!